Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Miss Dina English. I'm Dina, and I'm very happy that you are here with us today.
And I'm Tom. Thank you for joining us. Maybe you were listening at home, on your way to work, or while taking a quiet walk somewhere.
Wherever you are, we hope you can relax, enjoy the conversation, and practice your English with us.
Today we are going to talk about something that almost everyone experiences at some point in life.
Yes, we are talking about what happens when love ends.
This can mean the end of a relationship, the end of a romance, or simply the moment when two people realize they are no longer moving in the same direction.
It is an emotional topic, but it is also a very human one.
And as always, we will discuss it using clear and natural English for B1 to B2 learners.
Before we begin, we would like to ask you a simple question. Have you ever had to say goodbye to someone you loved?
You do not need to answer out loud, just think about it for a moment.
Maybe it happened recently. Maybe it happened years ago.
Or maybe you have never experienced it yourself, but you have seen a friend go through it.
No matter what your experience is, today's conversation may feel familiar.
When people talk about love, they often focus on the beginning.
That makes sense because beginnings are exciting.
There are first conversations, first messages, first dates, and all the little moments that make your heart beat faster.
Everything feels new and full of possibility.
But relationships are not only about beginnings.
They also have challenges, changes, and sometimes endings.
Tom, let me ask you something. Sure.
Why do you think people find breakups so difficult?
I think one reason is that when a relationship ends, you lose more than a person.
What do you mean by that?
You also lose routines, habits, plans, and expectations.
That's true.
Maybe every evening you talk to that person.
Maybe every weekend you spent time together.
Maybe you imagined a future that included them.
Then suddenly, all those things disappear.
Exactly. People often think they are only missing the person.
But they are also missing the life they imagined.
And sometimes that can be just as painful.
I think another reason is that love becomes part of our identity.
That is a very interesting point.
When you're close to someone for a long time, you start thinking of yourself as part of a team.
You make decisions together.
You share experiences.
You support each other through difficult moments.
Then, one day, the relationship ends and you have to learn who you are without that person beside you. That process can feel strange at first.
Almost like moving to a new city where you do not know anyone.
Yes, everything looks familiar, but somehow different.
I remember talking to a friend after her relationship ended.
What did she say?
She said the hardest part was not crying or feeling sad.
Really?
Yes, she said the hardest part was wanting to tell someone about her day and suddenly remembering she could not.
That sounds very real.
It was the small moments that affected her the most.
I think many people can relate to that. We often expect big, dramatic emotions.
But healing is usually connected to ordinary moments.
The empty chair at a restaurant.
The message you almost send.
The song that reminds you of someone.
Or the place where you used to meet.
These simple things can bring back many memories.
Sometimes memories arrive when we least expect them.
Have you ever heard a song and immediately remembered a specific moment from years ago?
Absolutely.
Music has a powerful connection to emotion.
And after a breakup, many people discover that ordinary things suddenly feel emotional.
A movie.
A photograph.
A street.
Even a certain smell.
At first, this can feel overwhelming.
But I think it is important to remember that memories are not enemies.
I like that idea.
Many people try to fight every memory because it hurts.
But memories are simply proof that something mattered.
Exactly.
A relationship can end without becoming meaningless.
That is an important distinction.
Just because something did not last forever does not mean it had no value.
Sometimes a relationship teaches us important lessons.
Sometimes it helps us grow.
Sometimes it shows us what we need and what we truly want.
Of course, understanding these lessons usually takes time.
Very few people feel wise and calm immediately after a breakup.
That is true. Most people feel confused first.
And confusion is completely normal.
One day you feel strong.
The next day you feel sad again.
Then you think you're moving forward.
Suddenly an old memory brings back strong emotions.
Many people worry when this happens.
They think they're going backward.
But healing is rarely a straight line.
It often moves in circles.
You revisit feelings many times.
Each time understanding them a little differently.
And perhaps that is one of the hardest truths about the end of love.
What is that?
Accepting that moving on is not about forgetting. It's about learning how to carry the memory without letting it control your present. When a relationship ends, many people ask the same question.
What question is that?
They ask, how long will it take me to feel okay again?
That is a very common question.
And unfortunately, there is no simple answer.
Every person heals at a different pace.
Some people start feeling better after a few months.
Others need much more time.
And neither situation is wrong.
Healing is not a competition.
Yet many people compare themselves to others.
They see someone move on quickly and think they should do the same.
But every relationship is different.
Every story is different.
And every heart is different.
Tom, do you think people sometimes put too much pressure on themselves after a breakup?
Absolutely.
In what way?
They expect themselves to be strong all the time.
They want to look calm and confident.
They want to show everyone that they are fine.
Even when they are not.
Exactly.
Sometimes people spend more energy pretending to be okay than actually healing.
That is such an important point.
Real healing usually begins when we become honest about how we feel.
Not dramatic.
Not hopeless.
Just honest.
Maybe you feel sad.
Maybe you feel angry.
Maybe you feel disappointed.
Or maybe you feel all those things at the same time.
Human emotions are rarely simple.
One thing I have noticed is that many people blame themselves when love ends.
Yes, they spend hours thinking about what they could have done differently.
They replay old conversations in their minds.
They analyze every detail.
They wonder if one different decision could have changed everything.
Have you ever done that?
I think most people have. Me too. The mind naturally searches for explanations.
We want the story to make sense.
But sometimes there is no perfect explanation.
Sometimes two good people simply cannot build a future together.
That can be difficult to accept.
Because we like clear answers.
We want someone to be completely right and someone else to be completely wrong.
But relationships are usually more complicated than that.
Life often exists in the gray areas.
Not everything is black and white.
Another challenge after a breakup is loneliness.
Yes, especially if the relationship was a major part of your daily life.
Suddenly, there is extra time,
Extra silence.
extra space,
At first, that space can feel uncomfortable.
almost empty.
But over time, that same space can become an opportunity
An opportunity for what?
to reconnect with yourself.
I like that idea.
During relationships, people naturally invest time and energy in another person.
Which is normal and healthy.
Of course,
But sometimes we forget parts of ourselves along the way.
we stop doing hobbies.
We postpone personal goals.
We become so focused on us that we forget me.
Then, after the relationship ends, we have a chance to rediscover those things.
Maybe you start reading again.
Maybe you return to a hobby you loved years ago.
Maybe you learn a new skill.
Or maybe you simply spend time understanding yourself better.
That process can be surprisingly powerful.
Tom, have you noticed that people often fear being alone?
Very much.
Why do you think that happens?
Because many people confuse being alone with being lonely.
That is a great distinction.
They are not the same thing.
Being alone is a situation.
Loneliness is a feeling.
You can be alone and feel peaceful.
And you can be surrounded by people and still feel lonely.
Learning to enjoy your own company is an important skill.
And sometimes a breakup teaches that lesson.
Not because we wanted the lesson.
But because life offered it to us anyway.
There is another thing people often struggle with after love ends.
Let me guess.
Go ahead.
Seeing their former partner move on.
Exactly.
That can be incredibly difficult.
especially in today's world.
Because social media shows us small pieces of other people's lives,
We see photos,
updates,
smiles,
vacations.
new experiences.
Sometimes we compare our private pain to someone else's public image.
Which is not a fair comparison.
Not at all.
A photograph cannot tell the whole story.
Neither can a short post online.
That's why many people choose to create some distance after a breakup.
Not because they hate the other person.
But because they need space to heal.
Healing requires room to breathe.
And sometimes constant reminders make that difficult.
One thing I find encouraging is that people are often stronger than they realize.
I agree.
During heartbreak, it can feel like the pain will last forever.
Yet somehow people continue.
Day by day,
Step by step.
little by little.
Then one morning they wake up and notice something has changed.
The pain is still there,
But it's quieter,
less heavy.
less overwhelming.
And that's often how healing begins,
Not with a dramatic moment.
but with small signs that life is slowly opening its doors again.
New conversations.
New experiences.
New possibilities.
And perhaps the realization that the end of one chapter doesn't mean the end of the entire story.
It simply means another chapter is waiting to be written.
Earlier, we talked about healing, loneliness, and learning how to move forward after love ends.
And now, I think we should talk about something many people wonder about.
What is that?
Whether it is possible to love again after heartbreak.
That is a big question.
It certainly is.
When someone has been hurt deeply, they often become afraid of opening their heart again.
Which is completely understandable.
Trust can feel fragile after disappointment.
And vulnerability can feel risky.
Some people tell themselves, I will never go through that pain again.
So they build walls around themselves.
Those walls may provide protection.
But they can also prevent connection.
That is the difficult balance, isn't it?
Yes, we all want to feel safe, but we also want to feel close to other people.
The truth is that love always requires a certain amount of courage.
Because there are no guarantees.
No one can promise that a relationship will last forever.
No one can promise that everything will go perfectly.
But despite that uncertainty, people continue to love.
And I think that says something beautiful about human nature.
I agree.
People experience heartbreak, disappointment, and loss.
Yet many still choose hope.
They choose connection.
They choose to believe that good experiences are still possible.
Tom, do you think a person should completely forget their past relationship before starting a new one?
Not necessarily.
Why not?
Because forgetting is not really the goal.
Then what is the goal?
Understanding.
Explain that a little more.
A healthy ending does not erase the past. It helps you learn from it.
You understand what worked.
You understand what did not work.
You learn more about your needs,
Your values,
your boundaries.
and your expectations.
Every experience teaches something if we're willing to learn.
Even painful experiences, especially painful experiences sometimes.
There is a phrase I once heard that I really liked.
What was it?
The relationship may have ended, but the lesson remains.
I like that too. It reminds us that nothing is completely wasted.
Even difficult chapters can contribute to our growth.
Another thing people often discover after heartbreak is their own strength.
Yes.
While they are suffering, they usually do not feel strong at all.
In fact, they often feel the opposite.
They feel vulnerable,
Lost.
confused.
But then, months later, they look back and realize something.
They survived.
They adapted.
They continued living.
They built a new routine.
They found reasons to smile again.
And slowly, they became stronger than they were before.
Not because they wanted the pain.
But because they learned from it.
There's also something important we should mention.
What is that?
The end of love is not always a failure.
That is such an important idea.
Many people automatically see a breakup as proof that something went wrong.
Sometimes things do go wrong.
Of course.
But sometimes two people simply grow in different directions.
And staying together would create more unhappiness than separating.
In those situations, ending a relationship can actually be an act of honesty,
even though it hurts.
even though it is difficult.
Sometimes letting go is kinder than holding on,
That does not make the goodbye easy.
but it can make it meaningful.
Before we finish today's episode, I would like our listeners to think about something.
Go ahead.
Think about a challenge you experienced in the past. It doesn't have to be related to love.
Maybe it was a difficult job,
A personal disappointment,
a major life change.
something that felt impossible at the time.
Now ask yourself a question. What did that experience teach you?
Often we focus so much on what we lost that we forget to notice what we gained.
Wisdom,
Patience,
resilience,
compassion.
self-awareness.
These things are not always visible immediately.
But they become clearer with time. Now let's review some useful vocabulary from today's episode.
The first word is vulnerability.
Vulnerability means being emotionally open, even when there's a risk of being hurt.
Example, showing vulnerability requires courage.
The next word is boundary.
A boundary is a limit that protects your emotional well-being.
Example, healthy boundaries help relationships grow.
Another useful word is adapt.
Adapt means to adjust to a new situation.
Example, after the breakup, she slowly adapted to her new routine.
We also use the word resilience.
Resilience means the ability to recover from difficult experiences.
Example, his resilience helped him continue during a hard time.
Another important word is uncertainty.
Uncertainty means not knowing exactly what will happen in the future.
Life is full of uncertainty, but we continue moving forward anyway.
Finally, we talked about growth.
Growth means positive personal development over time.
Even painful experiences can contribute to growth.
As we come to the end of this conversation, we want to leave you with one final thought.
When love ends, it can feel like an ending to everything.
But very often, it is not the end.
It is a transition,
A turning point.
a chapter closing so another chapter can begin.
The sadness is real.
The memories are real,
The loss is real.
but so is healing.
So is hope.
And so is the possibility of happiness in the future.
Thank you for spending this time with us today.
We hope this conversation helped you practice your English and perhaps reflect on your own experiences.
If you would like to practice, write a simple sentence about something you learned from a past challenge.
It can be one sentence or several sentences. Every bit of practice helps.
Thank you for listening to Miss Dina English.
Take care of yourself, keep learning, and remember that difficult chapters do not define your entire story.
We will see you in the next episode.
Goodbye, everyone, and thank you for being here with us today.